Hey everyone, welcome to Eric Mintel Investigates. Today I am so excited to talk to my guest Casper Van Dien. I know you've known the name for years. He was the lead character as Johnny Rico in that classic sci-fi, which has just become a cult classic and just connected with so many people. But I mean, there's a plethora of movies that Casper's been on the scene for over 30 years. I had the pleasure of meeting him and his beautiful wife Jen last year when we did a talk show and just like became instant friends. So really, really excited to talk to Casper. So here he is, Casper Van Dien. So ladies and gentlemen, as promised, here he is, the one, the only, Casper Van Dien. How you doing, brother?
Great, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I see you are sporting the Eric Mintel Investigate shirt. Love
I
it.
am. I am. I love it so much. I also have my comic book of Casper that you sent me. That has the it says this Wonder book belongs to, and my wife is Jay Wonder or Jenny Lou Wonder because she was Wonder Woman, and so I kind of special. And Casper's his ghost horse is Nightmare.
Unbelievable. I didn't even know that.
It's stuff that you get used to when when you have the name Casper growing up. People like you created that name. When I first went out to Hollywood, I had a manager or an agent. I can't remember which one it was, but they told me I should change my name because it sounded too cartoony. I have no idea where they got that from. I've been trying to rack my brains over all the years and just think, but it's
Oh,
kind of dumbfounded and surreal.
yeah,
But
how did that happen? And you know what? I'm glad you didn't listen to them.
yeah, I did, and I fired them.
Exactly. I mean, we just became instant friends, man. It's like, so last year, I mean, can't believe it's a little over a year already, that
Yeah,
we had the opportunity to be on Jack Maxwell's talk show, Comedy
yeah.
Jack Maxwell. So we go in and they said, oh, yeah, wait in the dressing room and Jack will be with you pretty soon. We walk in the door, bam, there you are. And there's your beautiful wife. And we just sat down and started talking. And it was just like, and then Dominic was there too. And then they started talking about the paranormal stuff that we're doing. And then come to find out, both you guys love that stuff. So it was like this just happy marriage immediately, and just instant friendship. It
Yeah,
was,
we were very excited, and we were very excited to meet you guys and hang on. And Jack's been a friend for forever, and it's so funny because has all those. He was doing all the toasts and the beverages and everything, and I go like, yo, I'm an alcoholic. I'm sober, so and he knows that.
yeah,
He goes, Casper, all these years of friendship, you didn't know that I knew that, and he had a non-alcoholic drink for us to
I
do.
know. I
So
mean, the
it's
guy,
Jack Maxwell.
yeah, the guy's incredible. I mean, we're going to talk about all this stuff and congratulations too on over 30 years of sobriety, man. That's an accomplishment, man, because I know that's a difficult thing. So God bless you, man. That's awesome. I love the fact that, that you guys love the paranormal, but before we go into all of that, I just always like to ask my guests, like, what was that? Do you remember that fire in the belly or what was that moment that you became an actor or wanted to become an actor? What was the moment for you?
I didn't really decide to be an actor until I was probably 18, 19, maybe. Going in, I had been interested in it. I've been interested in films and movies and theater and production. I blame that on my parents. So both educators. My dad's military, Navy,
Yep.
flag for 20 years, and telling tall tales and stuff like that. Like he told me this painting back here
I was
that
gonna say that's so cool.
he got this in Taiwan, I think. And he said it was when I was a kid, he told me it was by a blind and deaf artist over there.
Wow.
And I believed him. So I believed him. So, we tell tales and ships, but he
Hmm.
brought a picture for the guy to see.
Huh.
And he's blind, and this is where he made it from. So my dad was telling me tall tales of stories so that I'd be so impressed. And I always wanted that painting, and they let me have it. I thought I'd get it when he passed away. He hasn't yet. He's 93, still
Wow.
going strong.
God
So
bless him.
yeah, he's amazing.
That's
But
awesome.
my grandfather was a vaudeville actor. He was a Marine, but then was vaudeville, and he was just
Wow.
told the funniest stories, and they always made me laugh. They sang and danced all the time, and so I got inspired by I think them, and then of course all the films that I'd watch, and just growing up, my dad would introduce me to the Tarzan. Tarzan was his hero. And then when I
Ah,
got to be Tarzan, I got to play my hero's hero, which was the coolest thing. I mean, I love Starship Troopers too. I mean, I love
sure.
every time somebody says that to me. It's amazing. And you're an artist, and
Sure.
you're a musician, and you do the paranormal, which is a whole nother art form, and it's incredible because you guys are looking at things that really do affect people. People get genuinely terrified, horrified, or
Yeah.
excited, or interested, or intrigued, or there's so many different things
Oh, yeah.
there's obviously there's more than just us out here. So
Definitely, definitely. And we always say that there's always a very thin veil,
yeah.
to the here and there. And I always like to say at the end of the day, people are seeing something.
Well, I'm extremely fascinated by it. I'm always fascinated by other things, then also I'm also fascinated in our own reality.
Yeah.
So I can even take these things sometimes and be like, well, I could believe all of this also, but this is where we are at right now, and this
Yeah.
is
Oh,
what's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
And then I can still think in my head, there's still many different things.
Well,
I mean,
you
my
and
wife
I,
sometimes in the house, she says she sees a lady, a ghost over me, and
wow.
she says she sees it praying over me, and have one other person go, "Who is that lady in the chair?"
Wow.
My brother-in-law came over and saw that in our house, and
Where you are right now.
in the house that I'm in now. Yeah,
Wow.
in my house in Jersey on Van Dien Avenue, I grew up. There was a guy that lived there before us. Supposedly he had hung himself or something. I don't know if this is true, but
Hmm.
his name was Mr. Schmidt, and I felt like he was there. And one time I felt so deeply, I was walking through and I had this cold feeling go right through me and it just
Wow.
made me freeze.
You and I both have kind of like some connections with Jersey because I was born and raised in New Jersey. Well, born in New Jersey in Plainfield,
Oh,
and
wow.
you grew up in Ridgewood, New Jersey, right?
I grew up in Ridgewood. I was born in Milton, Florida. My dad was in charge of, he was a flight instructor down there in Pensacola and Milton. And then we went to Japan. Then we went to Jersey. And I spent 13 years in Jersey. So yeah.
And on Van Dien Avenue. Now, how did that happen?
Yeah, my great grandfather. My family came over in 1604, I think it was, or five, on the Luft boat, which was the second or third boat with Henry Hudson. And so the
Wow.
Bandies came over then, and so they owned a lot of northeastern Jersey. So I think my great grandfather had like Ridgewood and Paramus and all that area. The
Wow.
Bandian house was on like Grove Street and Van Dien Avenue, which was where my church was on, my junior high, my high school, the corner store that I went to, the graveyard at the end, which had all these Van Diens in there.
I mean, obviously a long family lineage, man. I mean, it's like that's unbelievable. Did you do a family tree? Have you gone back and seen all
Oh
of
yeah, I've gotten back into the 1400s on my family, 1400s in
wow,
in
that's
Holland.
awesome.
So I've gone back to Holland and been on the street where my family grew up on before they left in 1604, and there's still some Van Diens over there, and I'm friends with them, and we found out through a genealogist in our thing how we're all connected.
Oh my God, man, that's
I've like
awesome.
144 Van Diens that I know now.
Wow. That
That
is
I didn't know.
that
And
is beautiful.
I did all that through Facebook and ancestry.com.
Ancestry, yeah, wow. I mean, that's amazing, man. That is absolutely amazing.
It is interesting because the Van Diens, we were in Jersey for so long, and so
Mhm.
there's the ghost stories that have been told at the Dutch colonial Dutch colonists. It's told like Sleepy Hollow,
Right.
Rip Van Winkle, Who Stole My Golden Arm, all these different things. And Washington Irving would follow them around and take them, and so he took stories that were actually just like the oral tradition of the colonial Dutch. It wasn't the Dutch from over in Holland. It was the colonial Dutch. The people lived over here. So when I got the role of Tom
Bones.
Van
Yeah.
Brunt
Oh,
in
yeah,
From
right.
Bones
Yeah, right.
in Sleepy Hollow,
Yeah.
I'm the only Dutch colonialist in the film, actual one, blood related. But when my dad said, he
That's
goes, "What
so
we got to
funny.
do in there?" I go, "Well, Christine Ricci plays my love interest. She plays Katrina Van Tassel." He goes, "Well, then you'd be kissing your cousin because the Van Tassels and the Van Deens are cousins." And I was like, "Well,
You're
yeah,
like, whoa, wait a minute.
that's not how it works." And I'm playing somebody else. I ain't even playing a Van Dien.
Right. Right.
I'm playing a Van Tassel. I'm
Oh,
playing a Van Brunt.
hey, remember what he told you about the painting in the back? So
Yeah, I know. He's got some stories. He's got some tall tales. He's a funny guy.
that's all. And he's how old? 93?
93 and still
Woo!
singing songs, and he's pretty amazing.
Great, man. That's so awesome. When you first started in this business, I'm sure it was like, for some of the actors and actresses out there, I'm sure it was like, up and down. What was some of the best moments and then what was some of the worst moments, would you say?
I mean, the struggle is always hard, but it's also the greatest gift because when we struggle and we get through it, that's kind of, if everything was easy, it would kind of be boring.
Exactly.
So we need to have that struggle, and as hard as that is, everything is a struggle in life. Like learning to play a game, you're struggling to find out how to do it, but then when you win, you've now accomplished that. And so that's what we're trying to do in life. We're trying to get through the struggle to have the win, and this is a long this is a long there's an end this the end game in this. There's a long path to that, a long route to that. And there's many branches that you're going to go on, many roads that you're going to veer off on, and you're going to keep going on your path. You have no idea where the journey is going to take you, but it is about, persevering. And as an actor, we have to do that. So depressing parts for me would be when I was going through a divorce, but they all led to me still staying sober, still working, still getting through it, still ending up being a father and being there present as much as I could be for my children and my family. And then now I'm in a marriage that you met my wife.
Yeah.
We've been together for 10 years. We've been married for 6 years, and she's amazing.
Amazing. I mean, that's how I feel with Sherry. I mean, we're like so like you, and it's like 13 years together, and we still like each other. We still have that sense of wonder every day. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Good partners like that, you got to keep them. They're hard to find, man. So it's like, we're
Well,
blessed.
took me long enough. Took me long.
Same,
But
same here, man. It's like you and I went through two marriages, same here. So it's like it's
But
crazy.
it's the thing is, like, you struggle through these things, but then you get through them, and then
Right.
you get the rewards. But you have to persevere.
Well,
And
yeah.
being that, I talk to men all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm willing to be open about that because it is a struggle, but we do get through it, and we can make it through.
Absolutely. And like you just said, it's life. I mean, that's life in itself is a struggle. I mean, so every day, you try to, I don't know, and you do this too, I'm sure, but you look at every day in a positive light. You got to be positive because we're in a business that's kind of like just they'll beat the crap out of you, but you just have to stay positive and keep going on that path and
No,
not let any of the periphery get you down, you
yeah,
know?
that's it. It's an important it's important words of wisdom there because people will get caught up in their own the proverbial that their own crap or whatever it is
Right.
that's going on in there, and they'll feel like, oh, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
But this too shall pass. I feel like I've been doing so much work lately that I'm in a better place, but that means I only have to continue to do the work because as soon as I let go of that, then I get caught up in that again.
And yeah, exactly. And folks, I bet you didn't know this. Casper used to go investigate Bigfoot in the New Jersey area, right? You used to go out in the woods and
I would look when I was hiking. I was always looking for Bigfoot, and I got made fun of for it sometimes because I was like, I'm going to find Sasquatch, and I know he's real, And then when I was even when I was down in Puerto Rico or Mexico, I'd be like looking for Chupacabra, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I'm
you're in it, man. You're invested in it.
oh, I've always thought that it's interesting, and working with Tom DeLonge, we did Monsters of California, which is a film that he directed,
I
and
love
he
it.
put his own music to, and he had all the things in it were like, so he would send me like footage of the alien ships before they got released. I saw them like a year before. He would send them to me before.
Before the Tic Tac ships, right? Yeah.
All of them. Yeah, he was sending to me all the ones that got them when they got the big releases and everything. I'd already seen them, but he was talking to me about that. But a lot of the dialogue we had in the movie was about that, and they have Sasquatch in the movie too.
I got to check this out, man. So I'll tell you what. Well, it's real. It's real because I was always on the fence with Bigfoot. I was always like, well, I always see these shows and people are whooping and hollering for these, for Bigfoots, and I'm like, is that what they really sound like? So when we did our investigation, and I'm sure you saw this video, we were in the Pine Barrens in 2021, and me, Dominic, totally out of his wheelhouse as a spirit medium, and we're down at the Pine Barrens in the Wharton State Forest, and we went to an area called the Bowl, And it's just like it sounds. It's like a high area here, and it's a bowl. We're in the bottom of this area. We're like 5 miles into the Pine Barrens. No one's around. And we're sitting there talking, and actually, Dominic's talking to Art, and all of a sudden, we hear a whoop coming from the woods in the back.
Any creature in the woods, they...
It was at this point we had to cut Art's interview short. We all collectively heard a whoop coming from the woods. Eric's high-powered microphones picked it up.
Yep. Do you hear that? Yes. Like any creature in the woods, they may. Like any creature in the woods, they.
And I'm like, what? So all of a sudden, Eric, the other Eric Spinner, he had high-powered audio going. We listened to that, and we heard the whoops. And his wife goes and answers it back, and they were both having a conversation back and forth. And you could hear this plain as day. Eric's wife, Heather, decided to answer back and was getting vocalizations. They were having a conversation.
6 o'clock. All right.
Keep in mind, we're 5 miles into the Pine Barrens. And we don't know what it was. It was the spookiest thing that we ever heard.
Dom was just talking to Art, and we heard a slight... That was her.
Oh, that was Heather.
Calling it. That was Heather calling it. There was something behind us as well.
And then we did a follow-up in 2023, just last September, and even had more activity. And I saw yellow eyes about 7 feet up that just disappeared. So this stuff it changed my whole perspective on what's out.
That's awesome.
You know, I mean, it's incredible.
And
And
you've got to be open to all that, and you got to be able
totally.
to, because these stories have been told by the Native American Indians. They've been told by different cultures, different people.
It's amazing, man. I mean,
There's got to be something to it. So
absolutely. And with your family lineage, I mean, you've got to have some kind of like, even looking back to that, I always like to say this, there's people that are connected to the spirit world. I really think there's people that are connected and it's generational.
well, everybody's going to have their different experiences too, and people are different, are more sensitive in other ways, and
Yeah.
I believe that people are more connected to sometimes different spirit, or connectedness, but there are things I'm always looking.
Yeah.
Over a time when I'm not out, when I go on a walk or a hike, that I don't look, and I'm all hoping I'll see it now. I'll be the one that sees one of these things, but it's just amazing.
And when you go out on location too, I'm sure you're out.
Always. At night, you're looking for things. You're always looking up into the sky, because that's just, the dream of that, or into the water and the oceans, seeing something out, looking for mermaids and
oh my God. I just did an interview with a guy that has evidence of Ogopogo in Lake Okanagan in Canada.
Wow.
And a couple actually took a picture of this. It's like the Loch Ness Monster of Canada.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind, man. So there's stuff out there that's just becoming now known. It's like I always say that there's always a bit of truth to the folklore. So believe it or not, man, this 30 minutes just went by like crazy. We've got like 5 minutes left here, but I want to tell folks, so what's your next project? What's going on now? Or talk about some of the upcoming movies that you've got coming that people could check out.
Well, I have a movie called Guns of Redemption, a Western that I shot that should be out. I don't know when. We finished it, and I think they finished. They wrapped on, post-production. So I think they're done with that. So I have no idea when that'll come out. But it was a really fun Western to do. It's a throwback, and I'm a huge Western fan.
Cool.
But I also have Starship Troopers Extermination, which is a video game that I did the voiceover for.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a sec.
It's so fun. I've been going out and steaming it right now. I'm going out playing it, and I've been playing with other people, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you sound like the guy from Starship Troopers." And I go, "That's because I am. Let's kill some bugs." And it's just people are going like, and they're having fun. I go play as General J. Rico.
I love it.
So all lowercase. But it comes out. That's right now. It's on a soft release, but it's coming out on this hard release October 11th, and it'll be on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC, and you can cross-play on all of them. I haven't been playing video games except for when I'm with my daughter Grace, because I just hadn't played in years. I used to play a lot back in the day, but I now I'm playing all the time. I play every other day. and I go out and I'm just because I feel like I'm in the movie again. And so it's so much fun. I did the voiceover for it too. Right now it's not, my voiceover isn't in it unless you're playing the game and you'll hear me. But I did the voiceover for it, and that comes out October 11th. And
I love it.
Everybody will be able to.
And And
Kill
also,
some bugs with me.
I love it. And your daughter, Grace Van Dien, phenomenal actress. You've seen her in Stranger Things, a lot of different movies. So you got to be proud of her too.
Yeah, and she's been steaming this. We've been going out and doing streams where we both play together and kill
I
some
love
bugs.
it.
We're like, oh my God, we're saving Johnny Rico and his daughter. But yeah, I'm so proud of my daughter. She was born during Starship Troopers, and
That's awesome.
she's amazingly talented, and I couldn't be more proud as a father.
That's great, man. Good. God bless you, man. That's awesome. And any upcoming appearances? I know you're a lot of Comic Cons and things like that, and your wife too. You guys are a lot of different conventions and
Yeah,
stuff.
well, right now she's not going to be going to a lot of them with me
Oh, right,
because
right.
she's playing the role of Dolly Parton
She's
in
gonna be Dolly
95.
Parton, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
in the local theater down here, so that's awesome. And then but I am going to Germany on Sunday for Gamescom and promoting Starship Troopers, and then I'm going to Dublin, and Michael Ironside and Denise Richards and Dina Meyer are going to be there with me, so we're going to do like a Starship Troopers thing.
Love
That's
it.
on the 23rd and the 25th, and then I'm going to go to New York Comic Con this year, Dallas Comic Con. I got a whole bunch of different cons I'm going to. I'll be in
Well,
St. Pete in September 28th and 29th at Poppin' Sons with my daughter,
oh,
doing
cool.
a con thing there. Little Pops, we're just going to be signing because she has her own Funko Pop now, and I have two Starship Troopers Funko Pops.
Gotta
Plus all
love
the
it, man.
bugs. I have the Warrior Bug and the Tanker Bug, and then my two Johnny Ricos. But she's
Love
got
it, man.
her Funko Pop now too. So
I love that. That
you
is
know what's interesting about that is in Starship Troopers, I played in the football game. I played for the Tigers,
right.
and in Stranger Things, 25 years later, Gracie cheered for the Tigers.
Yeah, right. That was awesome, man. That was incredible. Love it. I love the connections, man. This is all
Lots of weird
well,
connections.
Casper, what a pleasure, man. This is awesome, man.
Thank you,
We've
brother.
got to
So
do
good to see you.
we got to do part two, man, because I
Yeah,
mean,
and we got to come to your shows sometime, Jenny. I'm gonna go
yes.
hunt some ghosts.
Yeah,
We've
and
been looking around down here. She got books one. She got books one time at one of the cons from these people saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do Eric Mintel's show," and like, "Hey, well, you should show him this and this and this." And they were showing like the haunted places down here in Florida. There's a
I
lot.
know. I'm working on that because I definitely want to get you guys down there. And also, if you're up here, if you find yourself up in this area and you have some like a day or something like that, I know it's tough, but we should do something up here.
Yeah, I would love to.
Let's do it, man. I'm there. So, as an independent guy, I don't have any agent or anything like that, but I'm trying to do the best I can. But yeah, I always have you on my mind because you guys are awesome and it would be so much fun to have you guys on an investigation. So let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
25. Let's make it happen, man. All right. Casper, again, thank you so much, man. This was a lot of fun. Really enlightening. I learned a lot about you today. And the one thing I learned is you are a good man, man, and a good dad. So thank you so much, man.
Brother.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. We got a lot more guests coming up. So thanks a lot. Have a great night.